Yep, that's right. Charles Manson in charge. That was the title for episode 10 of American Horror Story Cult.
Does anybody even watch that show anymore? That was in the 80s, wasn't it? 84?
Oh, I definitely watch Charles in Charge reruns. What are you talking about?
Now, before you watch Charles in Charge, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our other American Horror Story cult stuff, as well as TV breakdowns and movie reviews. We put together a bunch of videos on Stranger Things Season 2 and Thor Ragnarok. 2 things we love.
All right, let's talk about the biggest things we noticed from this episode. Number 1, we found out some more background into Kai's early motivations for the cult.
Yes, another flashback to what triggered
yet
him.
again.
And it wasn't the parents' death. It wasn't the murder house, the pastor house that we got earlier too. Now this time it's a flashback to the first election debate.
Yeah, you literally have Trump there on the TV as Kai is getting into an argument with Winter and her girlfriends, and then it gets physical. And from there, we find out that Kai has to go to anger management classes.
Yeah.
The quickest courtroom in the world. In 2 weeks, he's already in an office with his anger management therapist.
Okay, that's a fast turnaround. Yeah. I like that, but I don't think that happens anywhere else.
Nope.
It was a political act, a blow struck for women's liberation.
Okay, so the whole thing was pretty much set up so we can get to BB Babbitt to find out that she was his counselor, and she's the one that kind of pushes him over the edge at the end there to get him to become the cult leader we saw today.
Yeah, and she's back from episode 7, of course. She was the protege of Scum leader Valerie Solanas. And good to have Frances Conroy back in the show, but we find out that she kind of gives Kai purpose to release the feminine rage, or so he thinks at least. That's his early motivations. And now it makes a lot more sense what we saw back in episode 7, when of course the women of the cult were staging their little mini uprising. Kai was, doing as he had been told to release the feminine rage, and
then he took a detour.
I've been chosen, Vince! People are counting on me to lead, to light up this cesspool and usher in a new beginning.
Next up, we got the Charles Manson flashback that we've been waiting on all season. It was narrated by Kai, of course, the beginning of Helter Skelter.
Don't you just love story time with Kai?
Oh yes, it's my favorite part.
Charles Manson was playing the long game here, and on Cielo Drive, he was just lighting the fuse.
And then we get to see some recurring actors from this current timeline back in the recreation of the murders. So,
that was awesome.
Yeah, we get Allie, Winter, Harrison and Meadow are back.
I really dug the spaghetti western opening.
Yeah.
Everything else after that kind of fell flat because they didn't know where to go with it afterwards. It looks like they just needed another set piece. We got to make them Manson somehow, some way. They did it. They accomplished it, but they didn't go anywhere with it. It led to Gary's death, I guess, I assume. Yeah. But I will say one thing about that whole sequence. The Manson thing reminded me of Tarantino. His next film is supposedly going to be on Charles Manson, and that spaghetti western beginning made me think, this is straight up probably what Tarantino's gonna do.
Yeah, extremely excited for that if that does happen.
Yes.
I enjoyed it as well in the beginning, how it set it up, but yeah, you're right. I felt it just kind of unnecessary to the whole plot of the episode. It felt kind of just pushed in there for no reason.
Yeah.
I will say though, it was pretty horrific, the recreation of the actual murders, especially the pregnant Sharon Tate getting stabbed. It only topped, of course, by the Red Wedding.
We're not showing a clip of that, by the way. We'll just move on. And next up, Kai doesn't trust anybody in the cult.
Yeah.
He doesn't trust the soul in the cult. He's having his Henry Hill moment, pretty much.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you, nuts?
I'm telling you.
What's going on?
Yeah, instead of cocaine, it's of course Adderall.
Yes.
But he's searching the whole house for bugs. He's cleaning
ice cream truck.
He's cleaning the ice cream truck, which we saw again, and he does not trust anyone. He knows 100% that the feds are watching, and that he can't trust anyone in his cult.
And who's feeding into this delusion? Allie.
Our girl Allie, yeah, she's definitely feeding into his delusions. This ultimately leads to Kai killing his sister. He's killed his brother, and now his sister Winter, he strangled her to death.
All in the family, and the thing about this is she didn't betray him.
Yeah.
We find out at the end she never really let him down. It's just his paranoia getting to him, and a Fitbit battery at the very end. All she did, she gave Beverly a ticket out of town. Beverly, actually pretty smart to not take that ticket.
Yeah.
Because, yes, I would think the same thing that Beverly thought there,
Yeah.
that this could be a trap.
Yeah.
At this point, how far this cult has gone, you can't trust anybody. So I understand what was going on. But at the same time, she should have just hightailed it the second that Beverly didn't want to be a part of this.
Yes.
Till divine ruler, I would never run. Ever. I'm his loyal follower until the end.
And then also Gary. Gary was sacrificed, rest in peace, Gary.
R.I.P. Gary,
Yeah.
Rip Gary.
Kai decides to kill him inside a Planned Parenthood when he believes the feds are watching him after they break into the Planned Parenthood, and then they savagely murder him and leave him as...
Because there's no cameras anywhere in the Planned Parenthood.
There's no
even
cameras anywhere.
Oh, no, it's okay because he'll hack it. Remember, he's good at that.
Yeah,
So
there's no cameras.
It's all good. No
Yeah.
cameras. He took care of it. All the blood, the DNA, nah, he's fine.
Yeah, and honestly, didn't Gary sacrifice enough already? The guy gave up his arm for Kai's cause. He already gave up his arm. Did you have to kill him too? I really thought instead of Gary that Kai should have sacrificed Beverly here. She's been in the doghouse literally for the last few episodes, and she's the face of the news. She's a very present person in the community, and I feel like that would have a ripple effect throughout the community in terms of getting everyone on edge.
But he needed her to deliver that news of the murder.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And at this point, I don't think we already got rid of Dermot Mulroney's character. We already got rid of Emma Roberts, and now I'm believing that she's the last face of this news channel.
There has to be someone else
Nope.
working at this news station that could deliver the news.
Nope, just
that
Beverly.
he could influence to deliver the news in his manner, because she did a really poor job of delivering that news afterwards. That he was, I mean, first of all, Kai, you shouldn't in public scold her like that. It looks a little bit suspicious when you're trying to control the news reporter like that. But I feel like they could have found someone else in there.
And finally, we find out that there is a mole that infiltrated the cult, and it is, of course, none other than Speedwagon.
Hello, Speedwagon.
Yeah, Speedwagon, all the way out in left field. He's the guy that was actually had a wire on him.
Okay.
At least we know that Kai isn't completely mad. I mean, he is delusional in seeing Charles Manson, but he also was aware that there was something going on, that someone was watching him, and that he's being followed and being recorded. Now the question is, how long?
After Gary's death, they could just brought him in right then and there. I
Yeah.
don't see where this is going now.
Yeah.
And now our favorite lines of the episode. Ryan, what do you have?
There's always a ton of lines, and it's really hard to choose these. I know you
Okay.
feel the same way. But mine was during Kai and his little story time with his boys.
Sleeping bags out, boys.
Yes. Okay, I love story time.
I just find it hysterical that his testosterone-filled army of men are just such little kids. They will listen to anything he has to say. They are all in their pajama onesies, whatever they're wearing, and all in sleeping bags, and just the most ridiculous thing ever. But we've seen that with other cults in the past. So, yeah, I was laughing when I heard this one. What about you? What was your favorite?
I got one from a little bit of Kai and a little bit of Gary.
The woke warriors get to hide their heads. We're just gonna have to cut them off and show the world. No offense, Gary.
Fuck them! I'm gonna bite it off and shit him out!
Chaz Bono has been a delight for me this season.
Yeah.
The material given to him and what he's been able to do with it, just taking it to another level, just this screaming, it's schlocky. I know it's schlocky. Let's just do it. And I love that about it.
Yeah.
I wish there was more of that from other characters, but it's okay. One more episode to go.
Rest in peace, Gary.
Okay, Ryan, who won this episode?
I'm kind of mixed here, but I think it was Allie, just because she accomplished the task of getting rid of Winter.
Yeah.
One of Kai's closest allies, or
called
so
it?
he thought. So yeah, we called that, but I also think she kind of lost, and I'll get to that a little bit later. What do you think?
I gotta go with Charles Manson. Or the ghost of Charles Manson.
Are you the ghost of Charles Manson? I'm not a ghost, man. I'm still alive. Kicking into Corcoran State Prison in California.
Kai's completely unhinged.
Yeah.
He's gonna die in the next episode. Now it's a matter of I thought it was gonna be Allie or Beverly. It could just be anybody in the cult at this point. They just do a Caesar on him at the very end, for all we know.
How about some questions we have after this episode? Mine, pretty simple. Allie, why did you not let BB shoot and kill Kai? Like, her problem could have been solved right there.
She could have grabbed Ozzy,
Yeah.
head out.
Head out, grab Ozzy, head out, Kai's dead, and you move on with your life and get the hell out of that town. I don't know why she saved Kai's life and killed Bibi. It makes no sense to me. I'm extremely puzzled by her actions.
My guess is that Allie is going to lead the cult going forward. I'm assuming she wants to keep Kai there. She doesn't want it to end just yet, and she wants to take over. She's gonna kill Kai off somehow, some way. Maybe somebody else in the cult can do it for him because he's so unhinged at this point anyways.
That makes the most sense too. Her and Beverly teaming up, taking down Kai, and Allie becoming the leader of the cult. But I kind of feel like she could have done that immediately after Bibi disposes of Kai in that scene. So yeah, still extremely puzzled by how she's acting and what she's doing, what her intentions are. I thought it used to be Ozzy and just saving Ozzy and getting the hell out of there. And she used to be like a normal citizen, like way chill. Now she's literally murdering people. So that's a whole nother tangent.
Again,
but
there's no going back. So that's why I think that she may just take over the cult.
That's a good point. Yeah. Guys, what predictions do you guys have for the season finale? One more episode left, episode 11 next week.
That's it.
Let us know what you guys thought of this episode as well in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe. See you next week.
Bye, guys.